What's up, YouTube? It's Joe Cacciapoli again, sitting on the couch trying to make some money investing in fractional real estate online. If you've been watching a bunch of my videos, I think but today's might not be a lot of new information for you. But I'm a couple months into this experiment now, and I just wanted to share with you what my two favorite platforms are, and just give you a little bit of understanding of why. So, if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I'm a real estate investor and a real estate agent who only works with other investors. And I've been doing so for quite a long time. I've been investing 20 years, and I've been an agent full time helping other investors for 6 years, although been licensed and in the industry doing a lot of other things longer than that. Um, and so, recently I've been trying to find ways, platforms that I think I can recommend to people who have little to no real estate investing experience up front and are trying to get into the business and maybe don't have enough money to go buy a property yet. And they say, hey, they come to me, they're looking for, I would say, hey, I've got $5,000, I've got $500, and I want to invest, I want to get some real estate exposure. Up until now, I've mostly just told people, you just got to save your money, come back when you have more. I have done a lot of no money down deals for myself, but it's not something that you can do with no money, right? You need the money, you just don't have to necessarily put it down. But in any case, so I've looked through Ground Floor, Lofty, Arrived, Landa, Brick Save, Mogul. Took a look at Stake, although I haven't done a deep dive video on that one yet. But just really, real shares, really just try to look at all the different options that people have, and are, have been trying to, in real time, just show you videos as I learn different things, look at things. And, at this point, my two favorite platforms are Ground Floor and Lofty. And they're for opposite reasons. They're very different platforms. And I just want to give you a little bit of what I like about each of those two. Um, and and why, and who I think maybe one might be better for than the other. Before I forget, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Always forget to ask that. And also, I have links to, there are affiliate links or referral links in the description below for where you can get some free money if you sign up for these sites and do certain things. Some of them you have to put some money on, some of them you don't. But anyway, I have those in the description below. So, jumping right in, Ground Floor, what I really like about it, so it's a platform where you're investing in real estate backed mortgages, and they're short term mortgages used for either fix and flips or for new construction. And so basically, you are buying into the position of the lender. You're getting, this Ground Floor actually underwrites the loans, looks at the borrower, looks at the project, gives it a rating, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about, and then lends the money, and then they turn around, package up that loan, chop it up into pieces, and sell that to investors like us. Um, I think there's a lot of things to like about it. They tend to have relatively high interest rates, and so like right now, if you look at my um, let's see, I've only been investing on here for a few months, but I've put a little bit of money on. My expected rate overall is 11.3%. I have had one loan pay off so far, and it paid 11%. It paid off super early and for not a ton of money. But it's going to be a while before I have enough data to like wholeheartedly recommend this to people, because it's not as if I've gotten paid out on many of these yet. But they are, one of the things I like about them is they're one of the platforms with the longest track record. They've been around for more than 10 years. You can look at their historic returns. Um, you can see I own 50, pieces of 58 loans right now. Uh, so it's pretty easy to get diversification, using a lot of tools, and that they provide. I've done some other videos about those in the past, about how to use their automatic investing tool and how to use their investment wizard. And I think those both make it pretty easy to just get a diverse group. But I just want to give you a little bit about info on what they're giving. So every one of these, this is just jumping into one random loan that they have. This is, they give this one a B rating. You can see like I have mostly B's, some C's, some D's, some E's. But when you look in there, it tells you, what are the factors that they're grading on. They're looking at your loan to value, the quality evaluation report, your skin in the game, your location, borrower experience, borrower commitment, all that stuff. I think goes into this letter grade that you get. And so you can be somewhat confident because the same company is underwriting all the loans, that all your B loans have somewhat similar risk profiles. Um, and that's one of the things that, like, I think you can jump into here, spend some time, figure out what letter grade you're comfortable with. And for me, I'm actually just trying to get a pretty wide range. I'm using their moderate investment wizard strategy and just picking up some of everything that comes on there. And actually, that's picked up all the loans. I haven't even seen a single A offered, and I haven't seen anything below a E offered since I started buying. But if those came up, I probably put a little bit of each of those too. And so, what I really like, it's simple to understand. It's really easy to compare one to the next. It's easy to pick up a little pieces of a whole bunch. You can invest as little as $10 into each loan. And so, because of that, somebody who doesn't want to spend a ton of time investing, wants to get some real estate exposure, relatively high rate of return. I think it's a good fit. Now, obviously, a lot of risks come with it. It is a security. You need to do your own due diligence. Read the information that they provide you. Really understand and figure out, does this investment make sense for you as an individual? Because that's it's not the position I'm in to tell you whether or not you should be buying these, but I'm trying to explain why this has been my favorite so far. Um, all the way on the other side of the spectrum is Lofty, and so they are, it's a decentralized platform. It's all different. It's basically, they're trying to be a marketplace where people just go and list some of the equity for their properties. They're it's my favorite for the opposite reason. It's one that I spend a ton of time on, because it is very difficult to figure out what's going on with some of the properties. A lot of the reporting is not consistent from one property to the next. The management's different. The people that are bringing the deal to the platform are different. And you can see, if you look at some of these price charts, it's not just a steady return that you're getting. You might be getting paid out rent from some of them, but your asset values over time, for some of them, are fluctuating very wildly. And so, I don't think it's a great spot for someone who's just trying to use a set it and forget it type strategy. I think you need to be an active investor, really be paying attention. But if you're doing that and you're doing proper due diligence, I think there's the potential for really outside returns. You can do extremely well. Excuse me. And I've had a few that have done well for me already. You also have the potential for, some epic losses. And if you look at, if I sort this by price, they all started at $50, and you can see, I think there's around 150 on the platform right now. And we can scroll for quite a while before we find one that is equal to $50, right? And so, the risk, especially if you're buying ones at this, opening price point of $50, is that, there's a lot more of them have gone down in value than up, since they started. But if you're buying some of these ones at a discount, or you really understand some of these other ones, and you believe that there's still a good deal, which I do own a few shares of, some of these, better performing ones. I think there's the potential to make a lot of money, but with that always comes the potential to lose money as well. And so, and you can lose money on either platform, right? And or any of them that we looked at. I mean, I think that there's none that are going to guarantee that you're going to make money. It's really, figuring out what your risk tolerance is. I've put some money on both sides, and about the same amount so far. Not a ton of my net worth at all, and so I want to make that clear. Like, I wouldn't recommend that anybody just go and dump their life savings into one of these. But if you're just starting out and you're just trying to start investing and you have a couple $100 and you want to buy a few pieces of this and buy, I think that they're two vastly different platforms. I think the risk profile is completely different. But and I think you can get decent returns on both, with risk that I'm comfortable with. But it's something that you really have to think about, if that's going to be the case for you. But that's really all I wanted to share with you today. So far, after spending quite a bit of time looking at all these platforms, these are my two favorites. Mogul is really new for me, and I think I'm going to put some money on there this week, and maybe have, that one, it has the potential to grow on me, I think. I've sort of written off the others that I've mentioned so far. I don't think they're going to be a good fit for me. You can see, in my video history why that is. I'm certainly still learning about all of them, and could easily be making a mistake by passing on some of those, or by putting money into some of the properties that I have. What I'm trying to do is, just share the process of learning about this, share my real estate knowledge and how it might be helpful, when looking at some of these properties. Um, but other than that, until next time, I'm just going to keep making mistakes so that you don't have to.